A while ago I bought a bunch of USB Type-C connectors. I was looking for a panel mount design specifically, and I wanted to find out which one was best for my DIY projects. But I quickly noticed that all of them had the same problem. When I had them connected to a power bank with a Type A to Type C cable, I was able to get 5 volts as expected. However, when trying to draw power from a Type C port, nothing happened. I wasn't getting any voltage. Eventually, I came across a helpful video by this wonderful gentleman and a detailed article at Hackaday. Links to both are in the video description. Long story short, to get 5 volts out of the Type-C port of this power bank, I have to connect specific resistors to 2 of the USB pins on the receiving end. Let me show you. Here I have a Type-C breakout board and every pin from the connector has its own pad. The board is now hooked up to my power bank's Type-C port and I'm reading 0 volts between the voltage bus and ground. One of the pins is labeled CC1. Normally there would be 2 of them, but this module has only 1. If I connect a 5.1 kilo ohm resistor between CC1 and ground, then 5 volts pop up on the voltage bus. Nice! Unfortunately, these connectors do not provide access to the CC pins, so I cannot make them work with my power bank's Type-C port. I also got this one, which has a wire connected to one of the CC pins. It works, but only if the cable is plugged in the right way around, which is annoying. I wasn't happy with any of these. That is why I designed my own module and had it manufactured by my sponsor JLC PCB. It is pretty simple, but it solves several problems. It is comprised of a USB Type-C port mounted to a PCB. The right resistors are already soldered in place and there's 2 of them, so I know it's going to work with other Type-C ports. The connector is extra long and it's oriented vertically, which allows the module to be mounted inside of a thick enclosure. I've also added 4 mounting holes in the corners of the PCB. And if I want to, I can add an LED to indicate when power is available. Now, you may be thinking that making custom PCBs is difficult and expensive, but thanks to JLC PCB, it's really not. Here I am uploading my project file to their website. 5 units of the PCB cost just $2, and shipping is just as affordable. For a few extra dollars, I can have the components soldered professionally. Very useful if your project involves tiny chips like the battery charger from my previous video. For more advanced projects, you can order PCBs with anything from 4 up to 32 layers. Right now, the 6-layer PCBs are discounted and come with free via in-pad to save you board space. And if you want a PCB that is truly one of a kind, you can add full-color graphics to your design. Follow the links below for coupons and discounts and make your own PCB with jlcpcb.com. My USB module took about a week to arrive in the mail and it looks exactly like I designed it. Now it's time to see how well it works. First, I'm going to solder a 3mm LED. If it lights up, that means we have voltage. Once again, I have my power bank and a Type-C to Type-C cable. Let's hook it up and see what happens. There we go. Looks like the module works. And as expected, I'm getting about 5 volts at the output. But what about current? How much power can I get with this module? Let's find out. For this test, I'll be using these high-power resistors. At 10 ohms, I'm getting 500 milliamps. With an 8 ohm load, I'm measuring 0.62 amps. At 4 ohms, we're getting 1.17 amps. With a 2 ohm load, we are successfully pulling 2.2 amps. And with this 1 ohm resistor, I'm getting 3.3 amps, which curiously is above what this power bank is rated for. Actually, yeah, we've just triggered the built-in protection of the power bank. Unsurprisingly, we're getting some voltage drop at higher currents. With the 4 ohm resistor, we're at 4.9 volts, and with the 2 ohm load, we're at 4.7 volts. Looking through the thermal camera, I don't see any concerning hotspots on the module itself, but that 2 ohm resistor is getting pretty hot. So with a module like this, you should be able to get about 15 watts in ideal conditions. But you should know that you cannot get anything more than 5 volts with a module like this. To get 9, 12, 15 or 20 volts from a USB power delivery power bank, you can use a module like this. I have a separate video about these, you can go and check it out. As I mentioned, the 4 holes in the corners of the module allow it to be mounted inside of an enclosure. I'm sure there are better ways of doing this, but I'm planning on using standoffs like these. I use plywood or solid wood for most of my projects, so I cut a small piece on the CNC to demonstrate. The length of the USB connector allows it to go all the way through, and the standoffs can be glued inside the openings I made for them to hold the module securely in place. I think this would look really nice on the face of an actual project. As always, let me know in the comments if you have any questions and subscribe for more videos.